Oh, I look sickly.
See, me too.
Also, I think there's a pimple coming in like right
here. I have a pimple right here, right here.
You can't see it in the camera though.
Yeah, because I covered it up again.
Oh my god, my
fucking legs don't fit. It's gonna be like, do you seriously want tape? It's like Scotch tape.
Can we just try it?
Okay.
Oh my god. This video is already a mess. Oops. No, I don't mean like that. I mean like do this.
Like a double tape.
Ow. It just hurts when you go like, no.
Watch you move back and it's gone again. Hey, what's up, casters?
Imagine they call my fans casters. Come for it, because you look so small next to me.
I do.
You're like,
so white next to you.
I'm not even that tan. Yeah. See why it's like 3 hours long now?
Yeah.
Because I just keep like
the James Charles one where he goes, he keeps repeating it over and over again. It was so funny.
No, I've never seen
I'll
that.
show you later.
Okay. No one's ever gonna know this is an actual college video. I'm gonna have to put something in the bio, like skip to like minute like 20 if you want to see the actual like college video.
Santi Ali, sweetie, I am Santi Ali, sweetie. Oh, almost forgot.
Oh my god.
Almost forgot.
Please stay on the line, and your call will be answered by the next available representative.
Hey guys, it's Annie, and I'm here with my friend
Patricia. Today we're going to be doing a college video.
Some kombucha.
Hope they'd sponsor me.
I know.
Want to do my intro for me?
Hi guys, it's Annie.
So nasally.
It's Annie's friend Patricia.
From high school.
From high school. Columbia. Okay, I'm cringing. And what should we say?
Hey guys. I don't know what it's saying.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
You want water? I have water. I've been like chugging it down and it's still not getting rid of anything. Maybe kombucha.
Perfect time to do an ad.
Oh yeah. So today guys, you thought it was gonna be a college video, but actually it's a health aid kombucha video.
Yay! Yay! Like the background.
Do my sound effects. Like if I said something like, oh, pause out again. Should I even wear a top at this point? Talking about our different point. I don't want to say that again. My voice is like talking about
different points of view.
Thank you for your patience.
The other day, I did a poll on Instagram asking you guys what your questions were about colleges, and we're just going to be answering some of those today. I go to the University of Tampa in Florida, if you didn't already know, which is a private university.
And I go to the community college. It's in Troy. It's in Troy. The address is Troy.
We're just going to be answering questions and talking about our experiences from different points of view, since she goes to a community college and I go to a traditional like private college. How about we talk the financials? Let's get down to the money.
Okay, well mine is very cheap. Like I pay out of pocket, I pay like
$250?
$250. I pay $250 per sem out of pocket, but I actually owe them like $2,000. It's like really cheap. So don't stay on campus. Like I don't dorm there because I live like 15 minutes away, so there's no point.
And you don't need like a meal plan.
Yeah.
So like meal plans, dorming takes a lot of money. That's why
so
like
expensive.
Traditional colleges are extremely expensive. Plus you have to like buy, you have to buy books.
I usually get mine off Amazon and it's like $17.
Oh,
so.
true, guys.
Honestly,
if you
like,
need cheap books, go to Amazon.
Yeah,
so
really
cheap. Check it, Amazon, rentals, or like even buying. It's a lifesaver. Go do that. Since I chose to go away to college, I'm not only dorming, but I'm also using a meal plan. I have 12 swipes on my meal card. You're gonna get your little ID card, which you use our meal hauls, and every swipe in is a meal. You can either have a certain number of dollars and a certain amount of swipes. So for my 12 meal plans, I have 150 Spartan Dollars, which you can use in multiple different places for things that aren't on the meal plan. Certain like meals that are on the meal plan and certain ones that aren't. You can get like up to like unlimited meal swipe. You just can't like, you just don't have any dollars. You can use a credit card on anything you want. It's usually just going to be out of your pocket. I'll just try to like stay in my limit of meal swipes in Spartan Dollars so I don't have to like pay out of pocket, because I'd rather use my money for like other things.
Right.
I pay like around as you can see see a big contrast to what Patricia pays. Talk about like why you chose your school.
I'm taking my prereqs for nursing for Hudson Valley because I don't want to do it the same time as nursing because it's going to be like really hard.
Overwhelming.
But I chose Hudson Valley one because I never really wanted to go away from my family. Like, I love my room and I love being around my family and around my friends. They're like my sister. Most of us are going to Hudson Valley. Some are in like
or somewhere close by. Or like a really like family oriented.
Yeah, the idea of dorming to me, I was just not into. I don't like sharing my space. Like, I like having my own free time. Being with someone, like dorming with them like the whole time, and I like being in my room like alone. And I know like you don't have to be like,
feels that a little bit.
Exactly.
You can control what you do. Like you have your own car, so you can drive wherever, whenever, and you can like see whoever you want or not see like whoever you want. Most of you probably are watching this who are seniors about to go into college probably already know this. If you do dorm, you're going to be around your roommates all the time,
which isn't bad.
Which isn't bad. There's like, I take with the good with the bad, pros and cons to it, because if you get along with your roommates, you're going to have friends first of all. It's like always nice to have someone to like eat dinner with or just have your back to talk to. Or like if you're not friends with your roommates and you just happen to live together, it's just a great experience, like learning how to live with other people and respecting their boundaries. You can control if you're like in your room or not. Had other things to do, like if I wanted to go to the gym, either like type of college you go to, you're going to have that level of control.
Freedom.
Because when you're in high school, wake up, you go to school either by bus or by your parents driving yourself, go for 8 hours and you come home, do your homework, and you just do the whole thing over again. You're going to be able to control like your own life.
Nice. Being in school for only like 2 hours.
2 hours is so nice.
And then I get home and I nap. I'm like, yes. Also,
nice.
I didn't want to do the common app. I was like, nah, bro. Like, no.
Everyone's different though. Like you have like your own support group.
Yeah. I don't have to pay for food. I don't have to pay for like really anything. You know, except for like clothes.
Exactly.
And like my own thing.
I'm just happy that I don't have to like go to school.
Like wake up so early.
It was
crazy.
early. It was like what? I had to wake up at like 5:30.
Yeah, and sometimes you'd pick me up 30 minutes away.
It didn't matter though because we were always late anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
I was gonna be late if I picked you up or not. Like Mr. took me in, I think, junior year because I was always late and I had way too many lates. We had this thing called guide room, which you had to go. The most useless,
dumb. Like
the useless.
I don't
understand. Some of my friends couldn't even drink in their classes or like eat. Someone on the poll asked, "Is your school cliquey? Is it hard to make friends there?" It depends on the school, really. Generally, every college is not going to be cliquey like it was in high school. Everyone's kind of going out of their comfort zone and just like trying new stuff and like meeting new people. University of Tampa, like specifically, everyone has their own friend group. If you want to be friends with someone, you can be friends with them, and if you don't, you can just never see them again. Like you may never see them on campus again. My school's small enough that if you're walking around on campus, you can see people in passing and be like, oh, hi.
The same with like Hudson Valley. You'll see certain people with different friends or different people every day.
Like there's always gonna be those people that are still in high school, but that's not the majority. It's really not that hard to find friends.
People will come up to you.
Like I remember,
like, really nice and so outgoing.
Yeah, everyone's kind of in the same boat. It's scary. Everyone's gonna be like friendly. That's something I wanted to talk about actually. A couple of lessons I learned from my first semester at college. One of them, you're probably not going to be friends with everyone that you meet on the first week. As I said, everyone's like meeting new people and everyone's like trying like everything out. But I remember my first week of college, we had this thing called the open door policy. We kept our doors open just during the day, which sounds like kind of creepy, but like people would just come in and be like, hey, like what's up? And you can make so many friends that way. If you're open to doing that, it's so easy. Also, if you wanted to join Greek like a frat or sorority, great way to like, make new friends. I know a little bit about sororities and stuff like on our campus. At Tampa, each sorority and fraternity has like different dues. It's not just like a set number. Frats do have houses. Sororities don't have houses because it's against the law in Florida actually, because if like a certain number of girls are together, considered a brothel. Heard it's just as much fun. So you talked about why you chose your school. I guess I'll just talk about like why I chose my school. Process, I started looking in my sophomore year. I was planning on just going around to SUNY schools, which are state schools in New York, and I like visit a lot of those along with like multiple different private universities. Everyone asks me why I chose University of Tampa. It actually wasn't my first choice, and I also also didn't really take it seriously the first time I visited it. I visit Clearwater Beach, which is like a very famous, well-known beach in Tampa. So me and my family were vacationing there. This was my junior year summer going into senior year. We just decided for fun, like, let's visit it. And so I visited it and I absolutely fell in love. It's in Florida for like, are you kidding me? Beautiful campus. Yeah, exactly. And so I was like considering it, but like I wasn't considering it that seriously. Had another school for my top. In the end, it really just came down to money. Tampa was like cheaper than the school that was my first pick. Knew that like I could probably keep up with the course load. That plus the environment, which is like really important to me. I knew that I didn't want to be really close to home. It's not like I was planning on like going to the beach every day. Environment is like really important to me, especially with studying and keeping up my motivation. Being able to feel efficient and like confident in what I'm doing every day really does its part in like helping me in my academics and my education and just everything I do. Tampa definitely checks those boxes.
If I go to a college
if you're not excited about it,
yeah, exactly. If I go to a place that's like always raining, I just be like so sad. It's like really important to feel
excited. You have the people you love around you. You're like doing something that you love. You need somewhere that you can feel excited about what you're doing.
Feels kind of like home.
Having like a change of pace, doing things your own way, being in an environment that you love is like so nice. I was looking for clubs, extracurriculars first of all, because I never wanted to be bored on campus, which I definitely am not at Tampa. A lot of clubs like looking for new members, and like a lot of clubs like present doing meetings and stuff like that. Student productions where they basically put up a bunch of different events. In Tampa is like right next to downtown Tampa. You can literally walk down the street 15 minutes and like get somewhere, get to a restaurant or get to like the movies or something. I just wanted somewhere different than where I live because I was bored all the time, and I wanted somewhere that I could do everything I wanted in, and there's always something to do on campus and like off campus that I knew that it was good for me.
Also kind of worried about, because the thing with going to a community college is the places you go to are always the same. You don't really get to experience new activities like she would like in a different place or whatever, but I think it's like what you make out of it.
Exactly.
Like I'm fine going to the same place over and over again with people that I love and like enjoy. I want to be with these people at this place. Yeah, it's all about the people for me.
There's definitely a way to be unhappy in an environment you love with like people around you. Everyone has days you can have everything that you've ever wanted but can still like be unhappy. If you sit around and mope, I hate this, complain and like poor me, you're not obviously going to be happy and like not like look at it in the big picture. It's going to keep you like narrow-minded and miserable.
It's your mindset.
100%. There's obviously obstacles, like mental health obstacles. I'm not just gonna say,
oh, like if you're depressed, just be happy.
There's ways that you can change your mindset by like going out and doing things or like getting fresh air, finding new people that are good for your mental health or just good for your like happiness in general.
The people you surround yourself with is so important. More important than like the environment you're in, especially in college. So like with the right people, it can be easy to get so off track because you have so much freedom and so much time to yourself. Get on that grind because girl, you're paying mad money for that.
This brings us to social life.
Some of my friends from like Hudson Valley would go to like a U Albany party, which is like also pretty close. For me, I'm like Filipino and there's like this whole Filipino community. They're all a big family. Basically like all my friends are Filipino. Majority of my friends. Fun. Like that's how I enjoy it. Like
you chose like where to go based on that, depending on their financial flexibility and what they can do. But like you can make like what you want out of it. But like parties, I guess. The party scene is like kind of different, I feel. Me and my friends kind of just like doing like stuff with like ourselves and like in our rooms. I do know that there's like a lot of dance clubs and stuff around that like most people go to on Thursday nights, mainly because one club does like Thursday nights. People do like go out on Fridays and Saturdays, but like Thursdays are like a really big thing like in Tampa. That's about it. People kind of like stay to themselves. Frat parties are like just any other frat parties basically. Really gross. Usually don't do every single weekend parties just because a lot of people go out. Describe your midterms and finals.
For me at Hudson Valley, like the classes I took and the teachers I had, they didn't have any midterms.
Me neither.
For their classes, but I know some of my friends did have midterms for their other classes. So I think it depends who you have and what class you're taking. Finals. Yeah, we use Scantrons,
Me
except
too.
for my anatomy class. Honestly, pretty easy. Like, I was freaking out about it, but if you honestly paid attention from the
throughout
beginning,
the whole year.
yeah, and you
That's
studied
so
and you have
important.
good grades on your test, like, you will be fine.
Yeah.
I was stressing out about it, and I got there, and it was just like the same questions. Like, I remember it's the same things that was on like the test, and before that, like, my teachers went over a final too. Like, they were telling us like what's gonna be on it and everything.
Yeah, like teachers are like super helpful, especially if you take advantage of your like professor's office hours.
Yeah.
And go and see them and go and talk to them. I've done this with like a couple of tests. Like if I didn't get the grade that I wanted, sometimes if you talk to them, they'll raise it, which is like amazing.
Really?
If you go and talk to them and take the time, they'll realize that. I know I had this one teacher who was really helpful in giving us tips on how to study, which is really, really important. Just answering questions that you had on the test. Understanding where you went wrong, especially if it's like a core class for your major that you're going to have to use like later on in your academic career. It's really important.
The hardest thing for me when it came to the finals was like balancing time, because we weren't done with, we were still working through chapters, and then we had like the finals. Hard for me to study those stuff while studying for finals.
But Patricia said, if you studied, like she got a 4, let's just say
4.0
she got a 4.0 GPA.
I was
first
so
semester.
proud of that.
I like studied like my butt off the entire semester and made sure I was like prepared for each of my tests. Like everyone has different study technique. I figured out what mine were like very early on. Flashcards for me too. My other friend just like rewrites all of her notes.
Yeah, they do that. I can't do that.
I can't do that either. I'm too lazy. You find what techniques work for you and then you study that way.
Yeah.
Especially early on, and studying like at least a week ahead of your finals, then you're gonna do well on your finals.
It was the same structure as like my other test in that class.
Sometimes you don't even have a written test like with a Scantron. I know some people have presentations or projects. I had a paper for one of my finals. How big are your classes?
I was expecting like the rooms like in college movies where it was like
the
whole
huge
stage.
like the actual like lecture
It's
halls.
not like
It's
that.
not.
My biggest class I think had 30 students in it.
Yeah,
That's
same. My friends actually do have those like
Gwen had like
halls
400, 500.
Yeah.
What's your biggest class?
probably like 36.
I learn better when there's not a lot of people.
I was worried before going into school that, because I've seen on those like videos, like in movies, that the chalkboard's like really small. And I could not, like, especially
They would
for
use
math.
mics.
For math, they would use mics and like use like chalk, and they were like writing fast. I couldn't read what they're saying.
Me being in a big room with so many people just
It's less
distracts
intimate.
me. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask, how easy was it to get into your classes? So hard for me. So stressful.
With Hudson Valley, it's pretty easy to get into classes, but if you're taking like science classes like anatomy, like microbiome, any of those like sciencey classes, they fill up pretty fast. If you want the exact time you want and the same days you want and the same teacher you want, you have to get on it before like they even open would open it. So like everyone would get on it.
I was given a registration time, so like that kind of depends on how many credits you have or like AP credits you have. Going to college, transfer to college class credits. If you got more credits, you would have an earlier time. You're going to meet with your guidance counselor a week before. You're going to like look at your required classes. So my major is Psych BA right now, which means Bachelor of Arts, not Bachelor of Science, so I'm not going to like clinical psych. Every major has to take a bio and chem class, and then I have a number of different hours I have to do for humanities and then psychology, obviously. It was kind of hard getting to my required classes since everyone needs to get those to graduate. I was given my time and they tell us to get backups, but my backups were taken
by the time I got to registration, so I was like freaking out.
either
As soon as
on
they
your
open it,
time.
yeah.
Get as many required classes as you can. You may not get all of your required classes, but like at least get classes to fill your requirements. I'm taking a dance class, which I never thought I would take. I am not a
I
dancer.
took art appreciation. That has nothing to do with the major I have to take.
No, nothing
I had to
do.
take it because the one I wanted was already full.
Those can fill humanities and arts like courses, which is what I was aiming for, is just to get classes in.
We'd go and meet like an advisor, and then we'd tell them what we want, like the things, and then they'd make the schedule for us because it's our first year. So I went on the Wired account and I changed my classes, and that was like such a headache because I wanted to take anatomy, but it was full.
Oh, because she was too late.
Yeah, so what I had to do, I went back and the advisor told me to wait this period where like people have to pay, because if you don't pay it on time, they drop your schedule. You go back on that date, and then you could pick out the classes you want.
Go on Rate My Professors. See if you should take a class or not, because professors can make or break your class, honestly.
It also tells you like what you're gonna be expecting in the class.
For me, every freshman for their first like fall semester gets their schedule made for them. What's your like biggest department, do you think?
Really good nursing program. I'm trying to get into it. I have to take my TEAS test.
We talked about dorms, laundry, and the gym. Oh, I get a lot of questions about this actually. My dorms are fun and it's all freshmen. Each like building is for different students. We have like a lot of different buildings and you can look those up if you're interested in going to Tampa. But Vaughn is just strictly for freshmen, while like others can be like for freshmen and sophomores and juniors. So you can either choose to be in a double, a triple, or like a suite. I'm in a suite in the triple, and then my suite mates are in a double. Dorms are relatively large there. I can like insert pictures right here, but my dorm in the style that I have a triple, and then we have our own sink, and then our entire suite shares a shower and a toilet, which are all cleaned by maids like once a week. Kind of questionable if they clean them, but that's like really nice that we have like our own bathroom. We have like a maid service come in once in a while, and we have huge closets. We either have like a walk-in closet to share between 2 people, or we have like our own armoires, and it also comes with like each person gets a desk, a bed obviously, and like a little dresser. It's like different in every building, but every building has like a laundry place. You do have to pay for it, sadly. It sucks. It's like $1.25 for like a wash and then a dry. Wash your clothes like every 2 weeks because it gets expensive. We do have like a large gym if you want to look up pictures. It's like amazing. They have like different levels of stuff. You can also take classes. Span, they have yoga, CrossFit. Do you recommend randomly selecting a roommate? I couldn't really say randomly selecting. I know a lot of people have gotten randomly selected roommates and ended up liking them. They may not be specifically friends with them, but they can live together. I chose my roommates on a Facebook page, and so like we all linked up like through social media, so like that's really easy. Sometimes you do get random roommates in your room, and I just like suggest like being nice to them and being open. Just being able to live together in like friendly environment is like really nice and makes your experience way more easy. Why won't my parents let me drop out and strip? I don't know, girl.
I don't know, Gwen.
Totally made up name. I say follow your dreams, yeah. If you're passionate about it,
and show them. Because then they take you seriously. Show them what you
got. Show them what you got. If you have talent, Cardi B. Last one is like balancing things.
As I expected it to be harder, but it really wasn't because I had so much time on my hands. My classes would end too, and then I would have Tuesdays off, and the rest of the time I could just like study. I had like gaps in between classes, so during those times I would be studying, making flashcards. But obviously also for me, I have a job, but I don't really work. I'm super part-time. I work like
you're like barely, like you're like quarter time.
I work like 5 times a month, which I'm not complaining. Like I'm fine with it. I still get money, so it wasn't really that hard. But once you start procrastinating, like especially in the beginning, then it gets really hard to catch up.
If you need to do something, just do it. Like I know there's always gonna be like procrastinators. You thrive on that. Thrive with pressure, which I don't. I have like a deadline that's like due tomorrow and I didn't do anything. I get freaked out. Cry. Yeah, no, I literally cry too. If you have stuff to get done, get it done. Just do it. For me, like I said at the beginning, like you're all in this environment like together, and it's like hard escaping that. Trying to balance the social life part, especially. I remember so many nights I could have been doing like homework, and instead I just decided to like hang out with my friend. It's definitely a balance, and you need to learn by yourself. You can't just take it from me.
You can't be studying all the time, and you can't be like having fun or like going out all the time.
Make sure you know what your goals are before you go into college. Remind yourself throughout like the semester. Try to stick to those. Everything in like moderation, I guess. So if you find yourself not being able to balance, remind yourself that you don't have to do everything at once. Make the most out of like the little time that I had.
That was a lot of talking, so just
you talk so much. When I ramble, yes, there's gonna be those moments where you feel like you want to die. You're like, why am I doing this? If you just get things done little by little and just like make tiny goals and like cross them off a list. I'll make lists of little goals,
and then like I love checking them off.
Like, feels so, it's like crack. By the end of the day, you're gonna be like, I had so many things to do, but now little by little I finished all these different things.
The adjustment is what's I think is the hardest from like being in high school and then to college. But once you get used to it, it's just like
exactly,
you got it.
I think that is all we have for you today. I need to come up with like an outro. Should we do like a cute little like song or something? This is my vlog, and this is my vlog. I'm Annie Cass, and this is Patricia. This is our vlog, and What rhymes with Patricia?
No, you said vlog life.
We need bars. I don't have bars.
I used to think I was so cool because I was able to make this.
That looks like not human. Do you have like a weird talent?
I feel like I'm gonna fart. You know, like my wide open.
This is Annie. This is Patricia. This is Annie. You're not even the same thing. That's it for today, guys.
Comment down below what her outro and her intro should be.
Someone make me up a song. If any of you guys have bars or rhymes, we clearly can't do that. If you do, leave me a comment down below. Like this video if you want to see more of her or like more college videos.
Don't forget to click confirm when it says unsubscribe.
Next one is, how do I tell my roommate that I don't want to room with her? Her name's Annie. Okay, that's all for today, guys.
Click the confirm button when it asks to subscribe. Unsubscribe.
Okay, well, I think this is my time to leave, so. Takes their car. Takes their car keys. We should do like a video where we like switch schools. And you'd be like,
yeah, because
hey,
we
yes,
so look alike.
Patricia Fetters.
Let me pop my collarbone. Is it popping?